listen, welcome back to another episode of From the Cave with Saladeen Ellis, where our goal is to use our common sense and see beyond the bullshit that the politicians and celebrities and whoever try to tell us, the media conglomerate, whatever you want to call them. Listen, we have Israel here, we have Biden. It's been a while since I did an update on them. The International Court of Criminal Justice ordered Israel to halt any kind of actions inside Rafah, which is the place where they told the Palestinians to go. They said it will be safe in Rafah. We're gonna destroy the rest of Gaza, but Rafah will be okay. And that was about a week ago. They gave Israel 30 days to make a report to justify and say, listen, are you starving these people? If not, please give us your defense. Come here. Give us the evidence that you're not. I highly doubt Israel will do so, as Netanyahu really is a war criminal and he doesn't want to be under that kind of international light. And something like that might bring this whole thing to a close. And if this whole war stops, Netanyahu will then be charged. Remember, before Israel and Gaza was ever in this situation and Hamas ever attacked on October 7th, Netanyahu, before he was ever the prime minister of Israel, he was under investigation and probably likely to go see prison. But he got into power and it's all kind of just stopped. Kind of what Trump hopes happen. Like, he's found guilty, but if he becomes president, he'll just pardon himself. That's kind of what Netanyahu's doing. But there's going to be another election, but as long as this war is going on, Netanyahu says, hey, we don't have time for an election. We got a war going on. So he really don't want to stop it. So we have Biden. He says President Biden addresses Trump guilty verdict as well as his new plan for a Middle East ceasefire proposal. Remember, we're giving billions of dollars in aid to Israel at this point, and we can't even get them to open the border so we can give people food. We literally have a soldier of the U.S. military that's in critical condition because he got hurt trying to set up a port at sea in order for us to give the Gazan food. So could you imagine helping somebody, giving them billions of dollars, and then you're trying to give other people food, but the people you're giving billions of dollars to won't let you give food to these people? If President Biden had any goddamn balls, he'll just be like, yo, we ain't giving you no more money unless you let us give these people some foods. We're not playing no games with you. Like, I couldn't even imagine this happening if Trump was president. I couldn't even imagine Netanyahu talking to Trump the way he talks to Biden, just like, yo, whatever. Like, the moment Biden don't do something for them, they call him an anti-Semite and say, oh, we always knew, Joe, your commitment to Israel was never ironclad. So, listen, we're about to listen to exactly what he's talking about. Let's go deep in the cave. I haven't heard this. This is my honest reaction. So please give me your honest reaction in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Let's see this bullshit he about to spew up.
Now to another issue. I want to give an update on my efforts to end the crisis in Gaza. For the past several months, my negotiators of foreign policy, intelligence community, and like have been relentlessly focused, not just on a ceasefire that would inevitably be fragile and temporary, but on a durable end of the war. That's been the focus, a durable end of this war. One that brings all the hostages home, ensures Israel's security, creates a better day after in Gaza without Hamas in power, and sets the stage for...
I just want y'all to know while we're watching this, our president is old as shit. When he's looking left and right, there's teleprompters right here. People write these speeches and these answers for him. Biden cannot give. You will not see the president on the stand without these teleprompters. You see him? It looked like he's looking at the audience, but really he's squinting to see the words on the screen because he has absolutely no idea what he's saying.
A political settlement that provides a better future for Israelis and Palestinians alike. Now, after intensive diplomacy carried out by my team, my many conversations with leaders of Israel, Qatar, and Egypt, and other Middle Eastern countries, Israel has offered a comprehensive new proposal. It's a roadmap to an enduring ceasefire and the release of all hostages. This proposal.
Israel will never accept it if it looks like the U.S. came up with it or Palestinian or Hamas government came up with it. So he has to say Israel. He has to make it apparent. Israel came up with this.
The proposal has been transmitted by Qatar to Hamas. Today, I want to lay out its terms for the American citizens and for the world. This new proposal has 3 phases. 3.
Play a game. Take a shot every time Biden switch which teleprompter he's looking at.
The first phase would last for 6 weeks. Here's what it would include: a full and complete ceasefire, a withdrawal of Israeli forces from all populated areas of Gaza, release of a number of hostages, including women, the elderly, the wounded, in exchange for release of hundreds of Palestinian prisoners. There are American hostages who would be released at this stage, and we want them home. Additional, some remains of hostages who have been killed would be returned to their families, bringing some degree of closure to that terrible grief. Palestinians, civilians would return to their homes and neighborhoods in all areas of Gaza, including in the north.
There is no more Gaza. He just said they will return. Return to where? Israel has bombed everything, all the hospitals, all the schools. Like both of the colleges, one of them had like ancient artifacts and things like that, and history is all gone. Where are these people going to return to, Biden?
Humanitarian assistance would surge, with 600 trucks carrying aid into Gaza every single day. With the ceasefire, that aid could be safely and effectively distributed to all who need it. Hundreds of thousands of temporary shelters, including housing units, would be delivered by the international community. All that and more.
Yo, this is nasty how he didn't even prepare for this. Like, what else is going on in your head? Like, he didn't read this at all. As those teleprompters go out, he's done.
Would begin immediately. During the 6 weeks of phase 1, Israel and Hamas would negotiate the necessary arrangements to get to phase 2, which is a permanent end to hostilities. Now, I'll be straight with you. There are a number of details to negotiate to move from phase 1 to phase 2. Israel will want to make sure its interests are protected. But the proposal says if the negotiations take longer than 6 weeks for phase 1, the ceasefire will still continue as long as negotiations continue. In the United States,
the ceasefire will continue as long as negotiation continues. So the moment that they say something that Israel don't like, Israel say, okay, you know what, we don't want to do that. These talks are over. Back to bombing.
States, Egypt, and Qatar would work to ensure negotiations keep going. All agreements, until all the agreements are reached and phase 2 is able to begin. Then phase 2, there'd be an exchange for the release of all remaining living hostages, including male soldiers. Israeli forces would withdraw from Gaza, and as long as Hamas lives up to its commitments, a temporary ceasefire would become, in the words of the Israeli proposal, the cessation of hostilities permanently, end of quote. Cessation of hostilities permanently. Finally, in phase 3, a major reconstruction plan for Gaza would commence, and any final remains of hostages who've been killed would be returned to their families. That's the offer that's now on the table. And what we've been asking for. It's what we need.
They weren't very specific about what the aid, the rebuilding would look like.
People of Israel should know they can make this offer without any further risk to their own security because they've devastated Hamas forces over the past 8 months. At this point, Hamas no longer is capable of carrying out another October 7th, which is one of Israel's main objectives in this war, and quite frankly, a righteous one.
Listen, we see exactly what's going on. This is nasty. Biden is from an older time. Remember, this man is 80 something years old. He's closer to probably, I think. Listen, this man is just old. Let's just leave it at that. God bless him, though. We all want to make it to his age. But politically wise, he needs to be home. He's from an era where black people are super criminals, and he's responsible for helping mass incarceration. He People are dying out there, and he's afraid because of political reasons, because he want to be voted in. He's afraid to speak out and say, "Yo, this is crazy, Israel. We love you guys, but we can't keep supporting this. Our weapons, our money can't keep going and killing these innocent people. We are the West." So Israel keeps saying, "What do you expect us to do? You don't expect us to defend ourselves?" Yes. But if you're the most moral army in the world, the most moral military in the world, then that comes with certain restrictions that terrorists don't have to abide by. So when you saying, look what Hamas doing, we have no choice. They're using human shields. What else? Yeah, okay, well, being moral is just a burden you have, right? Heavy is the head that wears the crown. That means, yeah, you can't act like everybody else. You tell kids that. You say, hey, it don't matter what they doing. You better not do this. Hey, if they jumped off a bridge, one of the first thing your mother or father teach you is, hey, if they jumped off a bridge, you gonna go do it too? You know, exactly. So you can't say Hamas did this and you did that. Not unless, of course, your government is full of war criminals who don't care and want genocide. Then they're like, hey, look, they're doing this to commit the genocide. We can do this too. That makes sense, and I think that's more likely what we have. Netanyahu knows that his time is limited. It's going to be another election. One of the members of his cabinet already said, I believe it's by June 8th, if Netanyahu doesn't have a plan for the day after, he doesn't come out and say, hey, after this war, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to have an election. This is how we're going to investigate what happened. How did Hamas? We still don't know how Hamas got in the first place with such other advanced military as Israel has. So we'll see if by June 8th, otherwise I'll make a report on that. We'll see if he really steps down and say, listen, I'm not going to be a part of this war anymore because it doesn't have an end date. We just can't keep killing. They're making more Hamas. They've killed, some reports say 30, 40, 50,000 people already. The low number is 30,000. Let's just take the low number. You don't know what's right. We just take the low number. 30,000 people, 35,000 people have been killed so far, slaughtered. And for the sake of 1,200 people. We can't just keep saying, oh, yeah, we know, yeah, oh, look at the babies, they're dying, but Israel's actually bombing babies. So if we're going to say, oh, my God, look what Hamas did and what we think they did, and they rape people and burn babies, well, now where our taxpayers as Americans is going towards that. It's funding the killing of babies, and I don't want to be a part of that. So let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe. Are you voting for Biden? There needs to be another candidate. Like, I'm voting for Trump because of him. Maybe if the Democrats put up somebody that was better, then I wouldn't vote for him. But as of right now, Trump is better than Biden. Like, it's just, he wouldn't let this happen. He's just a better money manager than Biden, I guess. So that's what we got, even if they're both evil, whatever you want to say. But like, share, subscribe. Come back to the cave. Let me know what you think. Peace.